3 years ago, a group of child advocates met. Mental health professionals, educators, landscape and playground architects, and began a conversation about how we can improve the quality of childhood. We had come to see that many children were experiencing what we came to see as culturally induced disorders of childhood. There is more anxiety, depression, obesity, attentional issues, to name a few, culminating in what amounts to a public mental and physical health crisis. At the center of this problem is the absence of child-initiated free play. Society has removed it from children's lives, from their neighborhoods, schools, and home. Decades of research supports what our common sense knows. Children need to play in order to learn and grow. That is why the Philadelphia Declaration of Play, PDOP, was formed.
To this end, the Philadelphia Declaration of Play created the 3-day event, Bringing Back Childhood for the Future of Society, held at both the Smith Playground in historic Philadelphia's Fairmount Park and Bryn Mawr College.
This is America, isn't it the same thing?
When children are allowed to play spontaneously, and when they have the experience of playing, no two children play the same way.
Play was the way that young children approach the world, learn about themselves, learn about the world.
And their play is like fingerprints. Each child plays differently.
They learn so much more from their play, trying on every possible situation than anything that I could ever have taught them.
And the idea of that creativity and nurturing that creativity, that is, the potential for that is in all of us.
And so just creating the environment for play, encouraging their play, meant that they tried on every experience from birth to death, everything in between, and really made life their own, created the world in a way that worked for them.
Well, I've been interested in play partially because I've played my whole life, but also because I really believe that the way we learn is through play. The skills that you're going to eventually have in the boardroom start in the sandbox. So for me, play was a natural place to understand how we could best teach children and help every child thrive.
It's hard to go to school, it's scary to go to school, feelings can be really big, but it's play, through play, that they're able to work it out.
I work in early childhood. I've worked in the field for years, and I have noticed that children don't know how to play. And that goes across the board for children who struggle with resources and kids who have an abundance, that there's this general lack of ability to engage with each other in a playful and productive way. And I'm super excited to be a part of the field in a moment where it seems like the tides might be turning.
I study play, so I've done a lot of thinking about it. So one of the things that I'm aware of is that play is not always fun, and my memories, a lot of times when this question gets asked, I think we automatically think we have to think of the fun memories of play.
Everybody remembers something about playing when they were young, and it's part of our mission to keep that connection between the present and the past, and to keep the importance of play vibrant and alive in the minds of individuals.
My favorite thing to do as a kid was play teacher, and I set up my entire basement as my classroom, and I would spend hours down there, usually by myself, sometimes with a friend, but just instructing my pretend class.
And I'd have this block set, big blocks, little blocks, triangular blocks, and we'd build these elaborate army bases.
We used to have this couch in my basement that was all these really firm, big square cushions. And they stacked up to make a couch, but you could take it all apart and make it whatever kind of fort you wanted to make it.
We also have those green army men, some with the bazooka, some on the radio, and we position all these guys like an actual army, like a standoff.
Manhunt is like hide and seek, except in teams. And we used to play like 10 on a team and run through everyone's yard. We played in about like a 2-block radius.
I had the whole place decorated with my my teachers things that they didn't need. Like my current teacher, my second grade teacher, my third grade teacher, they would give me all their extra posters and their extra like teacher's guides and things like that, so I really felt fully equipped.
Every time I play with that couch, it was something different. Sometimes it was just, there's a video of me with one of the couches going up like a ramp. And I just told my parents, I'm a bear, and I'm crawling on this ramp, and it's like, I'm the bear, and I'm crawling on my big bear boulder.
And I just remember running through people's yard, and we play at nighttime. I remember sometimes the neighbors would call the cops because they would see these kids running through their backyards. And we just had so much fun.
Playing doll babies was the main thing. Competing with other girls who had bigger, better doll babies.
There are other times me and my friends would make like big houses and like, you know, make up stories about the people that live in them, things like that. And so every day was something new, and I loved that couch.
I was so immersed in this process of building the most awesome, elaborate, and unique army base. Just so wrapped up in that whole play and that sort of imaginative, creative process with my friend Sasha. So I think that is probably my strongest childhood memory on play.
My second grade teacher came to visit one time. She came to see the classroom that I had built out of all of her things, and that was a really special thing for me. So yeah, this is just something that I loved to do, and now I'm in education.
We played the Three Musketeers in the concentration camp. Now, you'd be surprised that in concentration camps, once kids got acclimated to it, they would play. And we played the Three Musketeers, and you can imagine who the bad guys were, right? And you can imagine who the good guys were, right? And I'll remember that forever. Yeah. It was very, very important.
The most important things to know about this weekend is it's really just the beginning. The important thing wasn't to have a conference and end there. The important thing is to get the movement started in Philadelphia that's already been happening nationally and internationally, and to spread the word in Philadelphia that play is important for all children of all ages.
The Philadelphia Declaration of Play is actually fundamental to the ideas embedded in the Declaration of Independence. If children are not respected as children and are not allowed to have the space, time, and blessings of society, to play in a way that allows them to love learning, to develop an authentic sense of self, to learn to resolve conflict, and to learn to take the perspective of others, then the United States of America will not be able to fulfill its promise as a great democratic society. What is at stake is the very fabric of our society.